Hi everybody, welcome to our Friday video. I'm Shelley. Thanks for joining us. Teresa is off playing somewhere in the world and I hope she's having a great time. Today I wanted to talk about charity sewing and just kind of give you an idea of all the different groups that are out there, hear where you have volunteered, and then when I do volunteering around the world, I also ask myself some questions that I wanted to share with you and things to think about. Things that I like to think about is the project sustainable? Can it continue? Is there a need? Have we talked with the people at the source and make sure there's a need and that we're fulfilling the correct need? Thinking about donating quilts or garments or whatever, space restrictions, size restrictions, how am I getting it there? All of those things. So just to mention a few things that I have personally done over the years. I've been a volunteer with Days for Girls, which makes reusable feminine hygiene products. I've been involved with Operation Smile, making gowns for kids who are having cleft lip and palate surgery, made fireman bandanas, sewn dog and cat beds for the Humane Society, heart pillows for patients after having surgery. EMS takes stuffies and bears that they give to kids on their runs, making quilts, making fleece blankets for like Children's Hospital, isolette covers for NICUs. Yeah, that's just a little bit of what I've done. And so I really feel strongly like I like to make sure there's a need. Days for Girls, they make the reusable feminine hygiene products. They were discovering that it's been a known fact that girls, once they start having their periods, that they miss school. And so if we could provide period products for them, but make them reusable, sustainable, low water resource, that those were all things that were good. And so they have taken years to make their kit. One of the things that they like to look at is quality, is they want every girl to feel like this kit was made especially for her and that it's good quality and that they're going to last for at least 3 years and give that girl 6 months back of school. And then also they like to teach themselves out of the job. And so what that means is that we're making kits here in the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, all around the world, and providing kits for other countries through our contacts. And then those women are learning how to make the kits themselves and becoming enterprises and actually able to sew them and sell them for a living. So one of the ways that we as volunteers can end up harming those enterprises was that we were sending our kits free. And so they started limiting which countries that had enterprising, because if women who are making the kits can't sell them because people are waiting for those free kits, then we've actually done some harm. So that's just something to think about, because I personally never want to cause harm. Like the gowns for Operation Smile, things to think about is what's the age group? What size do they need? They do infants through adults, but the older kids and the adults can actually wear blue surgical gowns. But it was the littler kids that a lot of the countries didn't have gowns for. So finding that out. Also looking at what type of fabric. Quilting cotton worked great for parts of the Days for Girls kits and the gowns. But thinking about any taboos in that country or any concerns, like fabric with pop culture may not translate well. Fabric with eyeballs or people or food, depending upon where the gown is going or the menstrual products are going. Not understanding the words or the pop references, we would avoid all of those things. So just learning about the country and maybe some of the information for that country can help you with picking the best fabric. Like hospital gowns, probably not the best for, heavy duty fabrics, the canvases. A lot of the countries are hot. And also thinking about whatever organization you're volunteering for, do they have laundry? I worked in the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit, with premature and ill babies for many years. And while we got donations of clothes and covers for the isolates or the incubators, we always had to make sure that those did not go in the regular laundry, because if they went in the hospital regular laundry, they disappeared, which was never our goal. So just thinking about that information. And then, does your organization have storage? Another hospital I worked at made heart pillows about this big. They were great. You had chest surgery or abdominal surgery, and that first cough and a few more after that also really hurt. So, but we could only store so many on the floor. So you might be storing a few things at your house, or you might be donating to multiple places. So those are all things to think about. Same with, we made bandanas for firemen during some of the fires here in Colorado. How are you getting them to them? Do you need to pre-wash them? Are they going directly, to somebody who's going to put it around their face? So all things to think about. I also have learned over the years to ask a little bit more like what the community actually wants, because I think sometimes we have really good intentions, and there is a well in the Amazon in Peru that was drilled with great intentions, but it's actually farther away from the river or farther away from the village than the river is, and so people would use the river still. And there's a lot of illness-related issues, health issues, using the river water. So once they actually sat down and had a conversation with the villagers, and they brought water actually into the village, not to everybody's house, but into the village, and then they had a dispersal time for water, and it happened to be in the evening. They noticed that the cases of malaria were going down too, because people weren't bathing at the river at high mosquito time. So, just something to think about. Don't have to go that deep, but, all of those things. Having made like cat beds and dog beds for the Humane Society, one thing I learned is that while we love to stuff all of our scraps into those beds, it takes forever for them to dry, and not every Humane Society has dryers that they can accommodate that. And then they also have a worry about the animals opening up the beds and ingesting any of the stuffing. Just something to think about there too. The other thing that comes to mind for me is when I give something, I want it to be given freely. I don't want there to be any conditions on my gifts of sewing. Days for Girls only has one condition, and that's that the girls learn what their period is and how to use the kits. There's longer training, but they want to be able to show the girls how to use the kits. I'm okay with that condition. I want them to be used and not put into a closet. So yeah, just some things to think about. I'd love to hear what you guys are doing with your volunteer charity, sewing, knitting, what groups that you've loved working with, and what other questions you have. Thanks so much.